open for commodities this morning. Soybeans narrow. Once you get, once you go sideways, you're going to get a breakout. Okay, it's the same thing, sideways. Okay, and the narrower here, the less risk. Okay, like I said, 850 used to be, a high end on beans when it would run. So put that in perspective. Even though I talk about, $2 corn and, $5 beans and things of that, there will be some underlying inflation to the prices, just like we saw with prices coming off the lows of the 60s. They held up in the 70s, 80s. It came down, but not as low as the 60s. We won't go back to a quarter for a loaf of bread kind of thing, even when it's half off Monday or whatever. Okay, soybeans holding in here. A lot of these unbalanced volumes, is still a lot of underlying in there. Now remember, of course, that when they have a reduction in production, you can corner these markets too, okay? Because all of a sudden you overshoot on the upside, you overshoot on the downside, and then there's scarcity. Sugar is a nice decent pullback here. 50%. Keep an eye on this one. Just like most commodities in America, there's, they get money, but it's kind of like growing rice in Texas. Doesn't belong there. They get water rights, but the deal is everything's so tight. I think America has 42 days worth of food, so you have to lose money on this one. But moving water to Texas, unless it's Mississippi floodwater, move it that way on the pipes, it doesn't make sense, but we do it anyway. So possibly you have an inverted head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder again. This is kind of interesting here that 11.5 is on both in the cloud and the weekly S1. So I'd be a huge fan of writing puts to add to longs. Wheat, basically, something's going to happen. It's either going to roll over down here. Usually that's what happens when you have a lot of tests like this, is that it rolls over. And I'm sure wheat has to be okay with the amount of moisture that we're getting, right? Okay, so a quick rundown again here. Let's take a look while the markets are open. What do we have going on here with the Wednesday open? A lot of puts went off yesterday in SPY. Usually when that happens, it means that an anchor has been put in. Last time we had a lot of puts like that happen that I remember offhand. I don't follow it too closely. Was 25,000 puts in October of 2011, and S&P went from 1066 to more than 1294. That's 300. Roughly we'll say 200 and whatever, 240. Went up 240 in a month. So if there's a possibility here that we put in an anchor. Okay, so here's SPY on the 2-hour right here at pivot. So we ran all the way up to pivot and the cloud on the open, but this might be the low. This is our sideways, and then we head higher. In theory, they may be putting in an anchor that we go to new highs for the year. January, I think, was the low for the year, and now we head towards new highs. Let's see here. Okay, single dot here. Okay. And then I'll do a live EIA at Ticker TV in about, an hour? Yeah, about an hour. So, there you go. Thank you for watching the videos. Have an awesome day.